Evening, everyone. I hope you're all keeping safe and well. We've got Louis Wright from Highland Liquor Company joining us tonight for a chat. We've met Louis on and off over the last 2 years, have we?
He's always been very professional, very friendly, really genuinely nice guy, and we've seen him move from Orkney Distilling to more recently to Highland Liquor Company, the guys that make Seven Croft. So we're excited to talk a little bit more about what those guys are up to. Obviously, probably like everyone, not much right now, but outside of lockdown, and a bit more about Seven Crofts as a product. It's obviously got a lot of attention since it's come to market. So on that note, we will bring Louis in. Are you there?
Yeah. Hi,
Hello.
folks. Thanks very much for having me on.
Not at all.
Not
Our
at all.
pleasure.
How you doing tonight, Louis? You all right?
Not too bad, yeah. It's a kind of sunny night in Edinburgh, so yeah, really well, thanks. Yourselves?
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
It's actually, the weather's decent. Yeah, we've got gin and tonic in hand. It could be worse. So, standard
Yeah.
Friday. What are
Cheers.
you drinking there?
I'm on the Seven Crofts gin with Bonaccord tonic and
Fantastic.
a slice of orange. So
Nice.
that's my kind of perfect G&T for Seven Crofts.
Quite right. Well, cheers. Lovely to see you.
Cheers, yeah.
So, I kind of touched on it there. We've known you in a couple of different roles now, and I know that you're relatively new to working for Highland Liquor Company.
Yeah.
But tell us a little bit about your background for those that don't
So
know you.
yeah, I guess to start with, I was studying history at uni, so nothing really related to this field at all. It was in the summers while I was a student in Edinburgh, when I was back in Orkney, my kind of childhood home. I started working at Highland Park Distillery, so I was doing summer tours there and learning a bit about single malt and how to tell people about it. And I really got fascinated by spirit, by Scottish spirits, and particularly whiskey at that time. So while I was kind of going through the third and fourth year, I thought, this could be a really good career to end up in. And the joke is that, history doesn't really possess you with much transferable career skills unless you want to teach or go into archiving. So I fancied to move into the drinks trade, and I'd just been in Belgium for a few months doing an internship. I went back home to Orkney and I got offered a job with Orkney Distilling by Stephen there. And at that time, they were building a new distillery to get things up and running in Orkney. So I came on as a kind of trainee distiller. I think I was 22 years old. I didn't really know, 21 even, didn't know much about how you made gin. But I kind of had a quick learning curve there, did a bit of training with Strathern. We opened the distillery in the summer of 2018. So it was a really quick turnaround. Pretty intense period of my life looking back. But that was fantastic. We had about a year and a half, in production there, and 2 years in total with the distillery. And then I just started with Highland Liquor Company in January this year.
Yeah.
So slight change of roles from I was kind of head distiller in Orkney at the distillery. Now it's a sales and kind of brand development role.
Yeah.
Okay, right. So a bit of a change. And so how did your move to Highland Liquor Company come about?
Well, I was kind of looking for a bit of a change in terms of I was brought up in Orkney, studied in Edinburgh, and I was kind of eager to get back to the city. So there was that kind of push factor. And in terms of my personal development, I loved distilling. I loved learning about the production aspect. But I think my heart always lay with the more like the customer facing communication side of things. That's where I kind of saw my long-term development. And it was quite fortunate. Robert from Highland Liquor Company and I were put in touch by a mutual acquaintance. And, HLC, Highland Liquor Company, was a brand that was growing, fairly new in terms of its main release, Seven Crofts. Not even through their first year when we spoke, and it was like, how do we move to the next stage? How do we keep growing this product without outstripping what we have? So, we kind of had a really good discussion about how I could fit in potentially as a sales and brand development manager, which is what the title became. So yeah, we had a couple of discussions towards the end of last year, and just decided, I wanted to move to Edinburgh. We could facilitate that. These sales roles, these reps we're kind of based somewhere in between Edinburgh and Glasgow, and move around from there. So that's how it came about. And yeah, kind of left Orkney Distilling in December, started with HLC in January.
Yeah.
So what does your new role involve, Louis? Are you going to be on the road a lot? Are you going to be meeting bars and on and off trade?
Yeah, a bit of everything, I guess. At the moment, you see these terms like, UK ambassador, global ambassador. We're such a small team that, there's Robert and Helen that own the business. There's Ben, the distiller, and does all of the production, and then there's me, kind of a kind of sales and brand function. We have other people involved, other people that do different things for us, but my role is to kind of grow the brand on the on and off trades across the UK and beyond where the opportunities arise, and then events as well. So you'll know that all of our calendars are packed with these gin events, some consumer facing, some trade facing. So, it's representing the brand at those, but also kind of on the day to day, it's meeting with accounts, trying to get Seven Crofts in there, and wherever we are already, it's about developing training and cocktail lists with them as well. So, it was quite a kind of steep learning curve in January, February to try and get used to that different sales role. And I was still just about getting to grips with it.
I know, I was going to say.
We went to lockdown then, yeah.
Yeah, it's been unfortunate timing. I know that we couldn't make it along, but you had a couple, or I'd seen on social a couple of events where you were collaborating with quite high-end bars or kind of creative guys, and really that was kind of you kickstarting these sort of relationships. So I guess it's unfortunate what's happened.
Yeah, well, that process kind of began in earnest at the tail end of last year. Okay. Seven Crofts was kind of softly launched in the spring. Yeah. Mainly on a kind of off-trade and retail side of things, and then towards the end of 2019 we focused on the on-trade and cocktail bars and so on. So we did a couple of launches, one in Edinburgh, one in London, and then I came on board and we were working on an event at the Finiston in Glasgow. So that was our kind of first big event, which was a really good success. We had loads of people like yourselves there. We had some other people from other gin companies. We had loads of people from the trade in Glasgow and Edinburgh. So we had really nice events like that. The calendar was looking really busy over the spring, so we've missed out on a few of those, but obviously everyone has as well.
Yeah. Plenty of time to think about the strategy for the.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but the tail end of the year is looking absolutely chock-a-block now, isn't it? Like October onwards, it seems like it's going to be event after event.
It's going to be mad. Yeah, I just hope that everybody, it's all very well getting out of lockdown, but there's so much chatter about bars and when they'll open, but I really hope it is summer or certainly no later than autumn. But
and I think from a point of view of a Highland Liquor Company based in Ullapool and my own background in Orkney, both of these places rely so much on that summer tourist season. All the hotels and the bars and restaurants and gift shops and the economy there runs on those summer months. And it is inevitable that that's going to be missed out on, the large parts of it. So it's about trying to be creative in what we have left of the year. But it's the same for all of these companies now, isn't it? So.
Yeah, absolutely. And you kind of hope as well at the end of the lockdown period that people maybe appreciate the businesses that are on their doorstep a bit more, and maybe more people will be focused on maybe having a breakaway in Scotland rather than going abroad, So.
Well, yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's the same with the kind of move to support local businesses, isn't it? We're all kind of doing our most to keep local coffee shops going and anyone that's selling their products online. I know that our sales have been really positive over lockdown, so people still want to support these businesses. That certainly hasn't changed, and hopefully that'll carry on afterwards anyway.
I think there's a lot of positive to take out of it, so here's hoping. And so you touched on Ullapool there. That's obviously where the business is based, and we visited. It's absolutely beautiful. I'd never been before, and it genuinely absolutely gorgeous. So have you visited? Have you managed to visit the Ullapool and the distillery since you started? Yeah,
so my first day on the job, I drove from Edinburgh to Ullapool and spent a kind of week with the team there in January. So absolutely stunning place. The weather was awful when I was there, but I was in a lovely hotel just on the waterfront, and it was each morning the view over the water was just incredible. And I did a couple of days with Ben in the distillery. So we were, I think we did a couple of different batches of Seven Crofts, with some bottling, some labelling. So that was really the chance for me to learn about the product from the man who makes it, and learn about the process involved in making it. There was kind of famously 96 different recipes that went into creating Seven Crofts. So it was great to chat to Ben, and obviously with my background in distilling, it was nice to chat about the tragedies almost of great recipes and the different things that go wrong. But a really small distillery, fantastic traditional stills, all bottled and labelled by hand, as so many other Scottish gins are. And Ben's really talented and amazing liquid he's producing at the moment, and other stuff that he's working on. So,
and am I right in thinking that Ben's background was he came from brewing?
Yeah, brewing and distilling. So he did his masters at Eric Watt. He's worked in, I think he was in Portugal working in vineyards. He's worked in breweries. So he's got an amazing range of expertise. And like most companies, you guys all know as well as anyone that the Scottish gin industry, we all help each other out. And you know, at Highland Liquor Company is no different. You know, Ben's, you know, we're always chatting to other people and learning from them and offering them advice as well. So that's certainly the thing that I've loved the most about being involved in this growing industry.
And you touched on it there as well. I know that's one thing that fascinated us was the journey to get to Seven Crofts, because it wasn't short. And of course, even while they were developing that, they released a number of experimental series, which was kind of like, because they weren't quite, you know, at the final product yet. How many was it that they did before? How many?
There's 3 different ones. Yeah. So
No, sorry, I meant the
how many distillations?
How many distillations did they do to get Seven Crofts again?
So there's 96 different iterations of the recipe.
Easy, isn't it? Yeah.
So some of those went into the 3 experimental series. And yeah, I mean, they were working off a kind of, you know, they knew Robert, Helen and Ben, they knew what flavour they wanted or the style of gin they wanted to create, and that was something juniper led, something that was a really prominent, you know, recognisable London dry gin, but with a really nice distinct character as well. And yeah, each of the experimental series goes into the final product, which is Seven Crofts. And of course, in that time, you know, it was developing a brand, developing a bottle that was going to be a timeless product. You know, I think that speaks volumes of why the development process was so long. It was about creating a long-lasting product, not just something that would kind of be on the shelves and go again. So yeah, hope that's something we've created.
Absolutely. No, I mean, the taste's beautiful and certainly, you know, the bottle matches up. And you're right, because you've seen it already. You'll know, you've been working in Scottish craft gin long enough, even in the 2 or 3 years where it's really been booming. You know, you've seen a lot of bottles redesigned or rebranded, and you know that bottle's so classic that
I think as well it's quite a bold move to go with the green, because there is one particular gin brand that's probably associated with that colour. But
I often get that feedback at trade shows. It's amazing what people just open their mouth and say things like, and they're like, "Oh, I shouldn't have said that." And you're like, "No, it's a classic." We wanted a classic bottle style, and the shape of the bottle, I'll hold one up. It's tall with the short neck, like a Geneva bottle. You know, traditional green colour was what traditional bottles of gin might have come in. So we were looking at the past, but also with a kind of eye on a modern, sophisticated look. And I think, before I was even, you know, I'm not saying this now that I'm working for the company, but you know, I watched the company grow, and when the bottle was first released, I thought, wow, that really is such an eye-catching bottle, and the spirit to match.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I love the fact it's got a real subtle gradient on it, where it's almost clear at the bottom, and the green almost fades in, you know. And I think with the height as well, it's got real presence sort of behind the bar and on the shelf of the shop as well, you know.
Of course, yeah. And all these things, you know, obviously were considered in the design process, and something tall that stands out on the shelf, whether it's in a shop or on the bar alike. And what's really nice when you have all the bottles lined up, just by the nature of the way the bottles are produced, the fade is different on each, so that you can sometimes have quite a nice array of bottles. So
and it's easy to hold and pour.
Very
important. You know, but for bar trade and everything, I imagine that's, and there's a lot of clunky bottles out there, and you know, I often think that's surprising, but that's lightweight at the same time. You know?
I think it was the guys at D8 in Glasgow that designed it.
The D8 guys in Glasgow, amazing designers. So
absolutely.
You know, Martin deals with those guys from his design.
Fantastic.
But, so what are your personal tasting notes for Seven Crofts gin? How would you describe it?
Well, as I alluded to there in the product design, I mean, it's so juniper led. For me, I get that really nice piney scent and flavour on the palate as soon as I try it. I really love that element of juniper. So for me, it's that really powerful piney flavour, and then it kind of softens into a slightly sweeter citrusy element, and then you get that kind of nice peppery finish. And we use pink peppercorn, cardamom in the distillation, so you've got that nice peppery finish. And the mouthfeel incredible as well, quite a nice oily texture. We use so much juniper, fresh lemon peel, so all that combines to give a nice... Here's my flatmate, Gregor.
Was he not pre-warned?
Yeah, of course.
We've had our children walking in the middle of in the middle of the Facebook chats as well. So it's not a first. Hi, Gregor.
Hi there, how are you?
Hi, you're live on Facebook.
Delighted to see you. See my crowning glory. Enjoy.
Brilliant.
He's drinking a can of Tennant, so I'll maybe pour my 7 Crofts after this.
Yeah.
Bring it up a notch, quite right.
Yeah.
So tasting notes for 7 Crofts, you were saying it's got a nice mouthfeel as well.
Yeah, so for me it's like really nice piney juniper, slightly soft, sweeter element from the lemon peel, and then that kind of nice warm and spicy finish. It's I think spicy is a misnomer in terms of taste and spirits because it's not like a burn, but it's that kind of warming sensation.
Yeah.
Like I said, pink peppercorn, cardamom really give it that nice warm finish.
Which is a difficult thing to get right, is it? That balance between you're getting that warmth from the botanicals rather than the burn from the alcohol.
From the spirit, yeah, of course. And that's something, our distillation process, I won't get in too in depth. I mean, even I don't understand it because Ben took ages working on how to make this recipe right. So we had problems with loosening and kind of different appearance of the spirit. And Ben came up with a method of effectively double distillation of large parts of heads and tails,
right,
and combined with a first distillation of hearts, which gives it a really nice smooth finish. So it's quite a tremendous flavour. And one that took him a long time to get, hence the 96.
I describe it as a real classic, but I guess still modern as well, a London dry flavour profile. That it's got that lovely juniper, it's got that lovely bit of citrus, but it's also got that lovely warming spice on the finish as well, which I guess gin should take you on a journey. It should be something where you drink it and you think, oh, I wasn't expecting that, or I'm liking how the depth of this gin.
Yeah, absolutely, you're right. Classic gin, that's exactly what we wanted to create. It's an accessible gin, but gin drinkers, martini drinkers really appreciate it, and that's another aspect of it is the cocktail, and obviously that's such a huge part of. Not that that's a new thing, but there's more and more cocktail bars now than there has been for a long time, and part of that is Scottish gins are playing a big part in that, and we see ourselves in that vein as well.
Absolutely, no, it's a very good point, and I mean I probably drink more cocktails than I do gin and tonics, but I mean I do think that. There's a lot of gins out there. It's probably fair that taste great as gin and tonics, but maybe can get a little bit lost in a kind of more complex cocktail, if you like. So those guys have worked really hard, to make that stand out in the cocktails too. So no, fantastic.
And obviously, you touched on the fact you've only been with Highland Liquor Company for a few months, but. What have been your highlights in that short period of time?
Yeah, well, like I say, when I came on board, it was just the start of January, so we had a nice event, did the National Whisky Festival, strangely enough. So we were the only gin there, and that was my first kind of real event after spending the week in Ullapool, and that was really nice. We were the single biggest selling product at the National Whisky Festival. That was the Good Spirit Co that ran the shop there.
Okay.
So we do loads of the Good Spirit Co. Glasgow, sorry.
Oh, Glasgow, right, yeah.
Good Spirit Co are amazing, and we sold loads there. It was a fantastic event, and once people got past the comments about what are you doing at a whiskey stand, they were quite grateful for the break in their palate. So started off with that event. We had a really nice one at Sheraton in Edinburgh where we were Gin of the Month. We had the Finiston event where it was the kind of launch, as we discussed before. Gin to my tonic was brilliant. That was right on the eve of lockdown. And we had a really good weekend there considering the circumstances. We collaborated with the Finiston to have some bespoke cocktails on offer, as well as kind of bottle sales. So that was the first big show that I'd done with 7 Crofts, and that was brilliant. Loads of good events like that, and we're starting to pick up some good accounts and some good, some really nice bars in Edinburgh and Glasgow that start to stock us. So, been a brilliant few months so far up until lockdown. But even during lockdown, we've done some good work with guys like Hey Palu in Edinburgh. We've got the Gate in Glasgow who we're working on with to keep cocktails moving. The guys at 56 North are doing the booze delivery, which 7 Crofts is involved with. So there's loads of different projects and collaborations that we're trying to keep going into the lockdown as well. So
yeah, well, the great news is you've got that fantastic a fantastic product. So I'm sure you'll just pick up where you left off if you like, and there'll be
hopefully
absolutely. So
the new normal, as they say.
yeah. Well, I guess you've you mentioned a few things there that you're doing in lockdown, but what else can we look forward to post lockdown with Highland Liquor Company? How are things looking for the rest of the year?
Pretty exciting. So in terms of Seven Crofts, I mean, because it's just our second year, we'd hope to see that kind of inherent growth.
Yeah.
So hopefully some exciting new collaborations, some new pubs and restaurants that we'll be in working with, and hopefully within new menu designs and showcasing the product in different ways. So we're really excited to keep those moving forward after lockdown. We should also have a new product to come soon. All of us kind of put that on hold. As I'm sure you're used to this, I can't really reveal much more information at this stage. But it's something a bit stronger than Seven Crofts. Beautiful bottle design, sits really nicely alongside Seven Crofts. Like this product, really nice story, beautiful flavour, and we hope that it's going to be something that bartenders are really going to get on board with. And when it comes to selling a brand, it's nice to have those extra products in the portfolio to give you some more leeway. So that should be, I guess, when lockdown ends, we'll be ready to launch that.
Go for it. Oh, that's very exciting. Oh, that's really something to look forward to. Are you allowed to say if it's a gin, or are you not allowed to say what the spirit is? You don't have
You're
to.
bad.
Another one for your awareness.
Oh, the signal broke there. Did you do that on purpose?
Yeah. Louis just pulled out his USB Wi-Fi dongle. Sorry, I'm driving through a tunnel.
Yeah, that was saved by the connection there. No, that's okay.
Yeah. But obviously, you guys have got the Ullapool gin as well that you launched.
Yeah, so we've got, I guess you could say, Seven Crofts is our global brand that we hope we'll be able to send all over the world. And then the Ullapool gin, we've got others like Isle Martin, which are local collaborations, and they're kind of aimed more at the local market, tourist market, if you will. So yeah, I mean, Ullapool gin's an amazing gin in itself as well, but it's only available in Ullapool, so that's something unique to the place. And I kind of, a bit of a thank you to the community, and things like the bottle label was designed by local artists. So there's really good work that's done up in Ullapool in that sense as well.
It's a good excuse for those who are maybe looking to get a bottle for the gin collection, and once it's safe to travel, to make the time to go up and pay a visit. Because I believe there's also, you guys have got a shop up in Ullapool as well.
Yeah, so I spent a bit of time in there as well when I was up in January. So that was quite a new acquisition. I think there was a bottle shop in Ullapool that was going out of business, and Robert and Helen took it over with the view of making it kind of Seven Crofts or a Highland Liquor Company shop. So alongside our spirits, there's a range of other great Scottish beers and single malts, wines, and so on. So that's another thing that's been added to Ullapool through the work of, or through the kind of the sales of Seven Crofts. So that's been amazing, and it's just another outlet for local people and visitors to Ullapool as well.
Yeah.
And is there not a really quite well-known music festival as well? Was there not a gin made for that?
Loopaloo. I don't think it's no longer running. I think it's had its last year in 2019. It's Robert that runs the festival. He's a music promoter as well. So he put on the festival, and Ben made the gin for, I think it was 2018, but that was the first gin that Ben created that Highland Liquor Company released. So
fantastic,
brilliant.
Yeah.
And what do you think? I feel like this is
a tough one.
This is quite a deep question. I feel like
this is
going on a high. But so, what do you think? I mean, I think you've told us. I guess it's just trying to summarise it. What you've said over the last 20 minutes or so. But what do you think makes Seven Crofts a standout Scottish gin?
Well, this is a question we all hate getting asked when we do a trade show.
Why should we buy your product? Yes. Sorry, Louis.
Absolutely, but no. It's. I mean, I've kind of my answer to these is usually 3 parts. For a good gin, the taste, the flavour has to be incredible. The design of the bottle has to be eye catching. It has to be attractive, and then you can have a story that intertwines those two and combines them. And we've discussed tastes across some beautiful gin, classic London
You're breaking up a wee bit, Louis.
In that respect, really popular with bartenders, which is also really important. Taste is incredible. The appearance.
Yeah. No, we got the gist of it. We're just you're breaking up a little bit here towards the end. Maybe Gregor's gone on the internet or something like that. I'm just teasing. You're frozen now. You're frozen completely. Are you there? Oh, you're back. You're back.
You're hanging in there, Louis. You're hanging in there.
You're hanging in there. Well, that's maybe good timing because that was our last question. So that brings it to a close, I guess. You can go and enjoy the rest of your Friday night without us
interrogating you.
Interrogating you. But no, hopefully that was different company.
Yeah, absolutely. It's nice to speak to you both as always, and we usually see each other at gin events and the gin awards during the year. So
yeah, cool. Well, you take care, Louis. Look after yourself, and
thank you very much for having me on.
Not at all. Thanks for taking the time to have a chat tonight, and hopefully we'll see you sort of post lockdown at some point anyway.
Face to face,
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, folks.
No worries. You take care, Louis.
Have a
all
good
the best.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Cheers.
Okay, everyone, that was Louis from Highland Liquor Company. Thankfully, the connection there just...
I think his flatmate must have been downloading something. Yeah.
But it was just the last few minutes there, so that was really good. Louis is genuinely a really nice guy, great asset to the team there at Highland Liquor. But we've met Robert as well and Ben, and fantastic people, and really ambitious as well. And I think that we'll see.
I think he's got a genuine love and passion for Scotch gin and spirits as well. I think which has always came across when we've ever chatted to him. But
absolutely.
But next up we've got James Porteous joining us on Monday from Electric Spirit Company.
Yeah, hot off the heels of his double gold win from San Francisco. Just that came online today, so we'll learn more about that and everything else.
And we've got David Hughes from Gin School Scotland on Wednesday, and then we've hopefully got Gordon and Vanessa Quinn from Badicrow joining us on Friday.
So another busy week.
Another busy week, no rest for the wicked, eh? But thanks very much for tuning in to watch anyway. Hope you found it informative tonight anyway. And take care and obviously enjoy your gin responsibly. Cheers.
Good night.
All the best.